$1,000 tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
All right, it's time.
Can we get the show on the road?
I've been waiting for it all day.
And not a moment too soon.
Listen to talk radio.
This guy, Todd.
Monday through Friday.
5 to 7.
He's weird.
Best thing on the radio!
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
NATO, come and they barricade roads. Me say NATO. NATO, come and they barricade roads. Downtown commuters halted by a fence. NATO, come and they barricade roads. City locked down at our expense. NATO, come and they barricade roads. Come, Mr. NATO man, would you like a Cheez-It? NATO, come and they barricade roads. Come, Mr. NATO man, you will like the Cheez-It. NATO, come and they barricade roads. 1 dip, 2 dip, 3 diplomats. NATO, come and they barricade roads. When you leave, please take your trash. NATO, come and they barricade roads. NATO, NATO, come and they barricade roads. Me say NATO. NATO, come and they barricade roads.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. My little gift to all the diplomats and bureaucrats traipsing around downtown Dayton today behind 8-foot-high fences where they're locked away and we're on the outside looking in. Yeah, that's right. Of course, the big Springtime Jamboree is underway with NATO here in the Miami Valley. 10 square blocks downtown. Lockdown. And runs through Monday. So Memorial Day weekend. Hope you're getting out of town. There's going to be some traffic issues in and around downtown Dayton. I mean, they've even got parts of North Main, not far from the station, fences up around that new, fancy, beautiful University of Dayton Arts Center. Holy cow. That place is a cathedral. And they got it locked down as well. So just, if you're going to be heading down towards downtown anytime over the next 3 or 4 days, 5 days, just beware. We've been talking about it, but that's what we're doing. Tonight on the show, we've got, this is exciting. I always look forward to this every year when we get to the beginning of hurricane season, which kicks off first part of June. We run through the names of all the hurricanes, and I have some favorites this year, some that I'm really pulling for. I would love to see name storms with some of these names, but we'll get to that. We also have some food news. We've got, this is exciting. Have you been to the Newport Aquarium? Yeah. Well, we've got a contest right now on WHIO.com. It's on the contest page, the radio contest page. You can have a mermaid encounter. Yeah. That got Ian's attention, my producer. He's got a thing for mermaids. I've heard. And so much more. First thing I wanted to get to today, kind of, I don't know. I wouldn't call it sad news. It might be news that's long overdue. I'm just being candid with you, but no more pennies. They're doing away with the pennies. Have you heard this? Finally, after all these years, they've decided, the U.S. Treasury, they've decided they're getting rid of the pennies. They made, the Treasury made their final order of penny blanks. And from what I'm understanding, by the first part of next year, there will be no more pennies put into circulation. The pennies that exist now, that's it. No more pennies. Other countries have done this. I guess Australia, Canada, New Zealand. There's probably others, too, that have gotten rid of their penny. In 2012, according to reports, it cost 2.4 cents to make a penny. Now, if you do the math quickly in your head, you'll quickly decide and see that the penny costs more to make than what it's worth. In fact, the AP reported earlier this year now that that cost has shot up to 4 cents. So it almost costs an entire nickel to mint 1 cent. So yeah, it's about time we get rid of that. But I couldn't let the occasion go without. I thought that maybe we should have a eulogy here for the penny. So, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, we gather to bid a bittersweet farewell to a true American icon, the humble penny. Once a shining symbol of our national identity, the penny has, over the years, become more of a sentimental relic than a practical coin, except for gumballs and wishing wells. We remember the days when the penny was more than just a piece of copper. It was a tiny token of hope, a reminder that every little bit counts, even if that bit's only 1 cent. It's the coin that, despite costing nearly 4 cents to produce, somehow managed to cling to life, probably out of a stubbornness or a deep-seated love for 99-cent sales. But alas, the penny's time has come. The U.S. Treasury has spoken, sealing its fate with the final order for penny blanks. One day soon, that freshly minted gleaming copper disc will be but a mere monetary memory. Somehow we'll have to learn to live in a world where prices are rounded, likely up, and not down. Let us mourn the penny's passing with the same respect we give an old friend who's finally decided to retire. Not with sadness, but with gratitude for the years of service, the countless piggy banks filled, and the small shiny moments of joy brought every time we found one in our couch cushions or a parking lot. Heads up only. Farewell, dear penny. You will be missed, but never forgotten. And remember, if you find one in your pocket, consider it a tiny gift from history, a reminder that sometimes the smallest things leave the biggest legacy. Thank you, dear penny. So there you go. There's our eulogy for the penny. And I have to say, it's about time. It's about time. I mean, we're not going to run out of pennies. I can't tell. I have no idea, but billions of pennies have been minted over the years. Billions and billions and billions of pennies. And people save them. I bet you probably have some canisters somewhere in your basement, in your garage, maybe in your closet, full of pennies. And I bet at some point there's going to be a huge campaign to try to get those pennies put back into circulation. Because here's the thing, and I really fear this. The stories that I saw today is that at some point, retailers, as the pennies start to disappear, they're going to start rounding the expense of whatever it is you're buying, and they're going to round it up. So while it might save, what'd they say, $56 million from having to produce them, it's just a penny here and there, but the prices are probably going to go up. I don't know. We'll see. Well, if you got any thoughts on the pennies, 937-457-1290. I heard this morning on Miami Valley's Morning News with Larry Hanskin. And I'd like to get your take on this because I remember there was a period of time where I'd wake up in the morning and I'd be sitting at the kitchen table and I'd have the Dayton Daily News open, and immediately I would go to the astrology section, the horoscopes, right? And look to see what the day had in store for me. I never really gave it much of a thought. I didn't really believe it. but it was always nice to look at. But there's a new survey by the Pew Research Center that reveals that more than a quarter of adults use astrology, tarot cards, and fortune tellers at least once a year. Wow, that's a lot of people. They say 30% use astrology, tarot cards, and fortune tellers. 20% of people that go to a psychic do so for fun. I've never gone to a psychic. I remember we had a medium on our show one time. Wasn't super accurate. 10% of people go to a psychic to do so for helpful insights. See, this may be controversial, but I've just always saw that as kind of a scam. Always. I've just never bought into this idea. 1% of people who go to psychics do so for helping in making major life decisions. So there's my question. Any edgeheads out there ever make a major life decision based on what a psychic may have told you? I feel like our listeners are smarter than that, but I'm willing to listen to your story if that's not the case. So if you've ever made a major life decision based on what a psychic has told you, I would like to hear from you, and I would like to know if that decision worked out. 937-457-1290. Oh, Ron, was Ron waving his hand at some? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you.
Yeah, I don't like going to mediums. I don't like people that go halfway.
Wow.
You're welcome.
We went a long way for that one, didn't we? Holy cow.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Coming up, Double D. H. Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Wow. How's everybody doing tonight? This is my last show before vacation. Woohoo! Hey, CJ, how you doing? You know, I walked in this morning to the building and I said to the security guard, I said, man, it's going to be a cold night for those trick-or-treaters. And she's like, what? I said, it feels like fall. She goes, oh, yeah. Hey, Nick, how you doing? Maybe I'll try to swing by Heavier Than Air Brewing Company down there in Centerville this next week while I'm off. I got nothing else to do. Caroline, I'm not really doing anything. Mary and I have separate quote unquote schedules for for holidays. She generally can't take off the weeks that I take off. So, I'm just hanging out at home. Got to do some yard work, sit on the deck, talk to the squirrels, things I normally do. Oh, I am going to go out and ride my bike, Chris. I'm going to go out and ride my new bike, my new Huffy bike. Hopefully I won't crash like I did over the weekend, but I'm looking forward to it. I did not see your message. Let me look. Let's see. Chats. Ooh. Let me check it out. What's it going to be? Galleon. Interesting. That's a great topic. Okay, it's north of Columbus. Oh, it's close to Mansfield. Huh. Well, I'm going to mention that. That's pretty cool. When does it open? Summertime. Nope. Don't talk bad about Huffy. Don't do it.
Memorial Day ceremonies are set at the Dayton VA. We'll have the latest at 5:30 now. Back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
This guy was smart, sophisticated, professional. I mean, really, really great.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Still looking for somebody who has gone to a psychic for help in making a major life decision. There's a Pew Research survey that says 30% of adults use astrology at least once a year, and 1% go to psychics for help in making major life decisions. I'd like to talk to somebody who's done that. And has it worked? Let's talk to Vinny real quick in Dayton. Hey, Vinny, what's going on, man?
Hey, Todd, what's up? Love your show.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, best show on HIO. But yeah, I was just thinking about the penny thing. And, you know, I mean, a couple of things don't make sense. Like, you know, I've got all the digital pennies in the world. So if a company wants to round up, I mean, I rarely use cash anyways.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, and I think that, the whole penny thing, you know, I admit myself, I get pennies. I rarely use cash. I get them. They probably rarely back up in circulation anyways.
Right.
You
no,
know,
I
like
got you.
Take
Yeah.
them up and cash them in.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just interesting to me. And this debate has gone on for a long time. I remember it's been talked about before that now apparently it costs 4 cents to make 1 penny.
Yeah, I get that. And I can understand them taking out of circulation. But, you know, if they're going to round up because there's no pennies in circulation, I mean, they should call that a penny tax.
I would agree. I would agree.
Because, like I said, I mean, I've got all the digital pennies in the world, you know? I mean, it doesn't matter to my, you know, if I use my debit card or credit card.
No, I got you.
If it's 31 cents or 32 cents where I round up 8 cents.
No, I understand.
It exists on paper.
I got you, Vinny. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you listening. Got to go to the news here. 937-457-1290.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
T-double-D-H.
Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
on WHIO.
Valley can expect to pay less at the gas pumps this year. Gas Buddy says the average price for a gallon is now $3.02. That's from 6 cents less than a year ago. The place says the average in Ohio is $3.04. That's 15 cents lower than the national average. The White House says the Justice Department will prosecute the man suspected of fatally shooting 2 Israeli embassy workers outside a Jewish museum in Washington. Hatred has no place in the United States.
If they do it. Let's see. All right.
The economy shifting fast, there's never been a smarter time to protect your finances. At Xenia Coin Shop, we buy gold and silver bullion, fine jewelry, and both small and large coin collections with expert appraisals, fair offers, and top dollar payouts. Proudly serving Xenia and surrounding communities, we help turn today's uncertainty into opportunity. Visit us at 30 West 2nd Street in downtown Xenia or call 937-376-2807 today. Xenia Coin Shop, where integrity meets opportunity.
Hey, Mary Beth, how are you?
Stand with Newsmax today for a strong America. This communication is for informational purposes only and shall not be intended to or shall not constitute any offer to buy or sell securities, nor shall there be any sale of securities in any jurisdiction where such offers, solicitation, or sale would be unlawful.
Lord.
Thank you.
$1,000 tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Don't give me that politics, Jazz. It's not my racket.
People are tired of hearing nothing but doom and despair on the radio.
Everyone just relax, all right?
The problems of the world are not in my department.
Now, who'd like a cookie?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Well, I've asked the question a couple of times. Pew Research survey reveals 30% of adults use astrology, whether it be tarot cards, fortune tellers, at least once a year. Additionally, 1% of people who go to psychics do so for help in making major life decisions. And I've asked for somebody who has gone to a psychic to make a major life decision to call in, and I haven't gotten any takers. So I'm guessing the edgeheads are smarter than that. That's my takeaway. Now, maybe if you did, don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. I'd like to know how it turned out. You know, if you went to the psychic and they said, do this, don't do that, and you followed their advice, were you successful? Don't be embarrassed. I'm not going to laugh at you. I just have some questions. 937-457-1290. Also coming up probably before the end of the hour, we have a pair of tickets to give away for the Fairborn UFO Conference happening on June 6th, 7th, and 8th, specifically June 7th at the Holiday Inn there in Fairborn. A day-long extravaganza of ufologists chit-chatting about aliens and UFOs. And we're going to give away a pair of tickets. So be listening for that. 937-457-1290. Jay in Kettering. What's up, Jay?
Hey, Todd, how you doing?
I'm well. What's up?
Although I haven't been to a psychic, I would like to ask your opinion on them.
Okay.
If a psychic that's, I would say short of stature escapes from prison, would that make them a small, medium, at large?
Oh, Lord. I've heard that one before. I've heard that one. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate it. That line's open, 937-457-1290. You know, I remember, speaking of psychics, in years past, we've done this a few times. I happen to have the amazing Edge Fari. Do you remember, Ian? Are you aware of the amazing Edge Fari? No? Think of a question that you'd like to know the answer to, that maybe normally you would go to a psychic for. I'm going to have you ask the amazing Edge Fari. So think about it and get back to me here in about 2 minutes. Let's talk to Craig in Lakeview. Hey, Craig.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. What's up?
Hey, I'm not so sure about this penny idea.
Okay.
Let me explain here a minute.
Okay.
Supposing you're paying an item for 6 cents, okay, and you're paying taxes on it, $1 plus 6.
Okay.
Doesn't that mean it's going to be now $1 rounded up to $1.10?
Well, see, that's the question. I don't know the answer to that. The stories that I saw today was that eventually, if there's a reduction in the number of pennies, and let me just, as an aside, let me just say this: somebody on the live stream, they're right. There are billions of pennies out there. There's not going to be a shortage of pennies. However, I found a story where 62 million pennies are lost every year out of circulation. $62 million worth of pennies. That's 6.2 billion pennies that just go away. Right?
Well, I know. I agree with you. It's an inconvenience sometimes. A lot of times they just throw them off to the side. They didn't even want them or leave them, drop them in a door.
Right. That's right.
But what concerns me is if it goes up to the next even nickel, supposing you're paying on the same tax bracket, like a 6%er, doesn't that mean on 100 you're going to pay 6, and on 1,000 you're going to pay 60, going up to 100?
Maybe so.
That's a big tax increase.
Well, and the story that I saw, the question was, will retailers, when we get to that point, it's not happening like anytime soon, but when we get to that point, will they round the prices up or down because there won't be as many pennies out there as there would be if we kept minting them.
Okay, I got a quick thing on your psychic thing.
Yes.
Years ago, I saw a sign on the back of a car. It said, "Psychic wanted. Call me immediately. You know the number."
All right. Thanks, Craig. A number of psychic jokes tonight. Now, Ian, have you come up with a question yet for the amazing Edge Fari?
Sure. I mean, it's like, I don't know, just something simple.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's not like, I know the tone of the show is supposed to be like humorous. I couldn't think of any joking questions. So
okay,
one that I could pull out of my butt is what can I do to bring more inspiration to my life?
No. That's not the amazing Edge Fari.
Well, then what the heck are you telling me to ask?
It's a yes or no or maybe question.
I don't think that's how psychics work, Todd.
This isn't a psychic. This is a talking magic.
You told me to
ball.
think of a question. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh. Are you happy in your career path?
No, you're asking. You have to ask a question about yourself.
I know, but I don't. Oh my God, Todd. Am I doing a good job?
Are you doing a good job?
Am I doing a good job?
All right. Well, let's ask.
Okay, let's ask. It sounds like
ask me later.
Ask you later.
Okay, I'll ask you later, Todd.
All right. Well, get back to me. Get back to me. We have some hurricane news. I said we have some hurricane news. There we go. Rock you like a hurricane. Are you ready, baby? Here I am. Rock you like a hurricane. Well, NOAA has released a forecast that predicts a 60% chance of an above average hurricane season, specifically in the Atlantic. They're forecasting a range of 13 to 19 total named storms. That's winds of 39 miles per hour or higher. Of those, 6 to 10 are forecasted to become hurricanes. That's winds of 74% or 74 miles per hour or higher. And then 3 to 5 major hurricanes. Those are category 3, 4, or 5 with winds 111 miles per hour or higher. The typical year averages about 14 tropical storms, 7 of which spin into hurricanes. That's based on weather records from 1991 to 2020. And every year that we get the list of names, I always like going through these because I remember one year when there was the name Todd was on the list. And I was so hopeful that Todd would amount to something, and shockingly, it didn't. But there's a couple on here that I thought were kind of interesting. For example, the first one that comes to mind is Dexter. And Dexter, of course, is the name of a famous serial killer TV character. And I can just imagine that if Dexter turns into a major, major hurricane, there's going to be, clever headlines about Dexter as a killer, that kind of thing. Oh, we got Ron down in the newsroom. We got traffic.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, there's a lot of time being killed on southbound 75 because there's a crash between Sydney and Pickwood this hour. And all lanes southbound are completely shut down. And so the only way you can get off the highway, from what Will has told me, is that you got to get off at 229 in Sydney, take that to 235 southbound, and get back on the interstate down in Troy. That's the only way you're gonna avoid this mess that's going on right now.
This is one of those situations where we need our flying cars.
True.
You need to be able to hit a button, and all of a sudden, the wings kind of come out. You got a little whirly bird helicopter kind of thing happen. You know what I mean?
Steven Spielberg promised us that we would have this by now.
Yes.
And it has not happened.
Yes.
A little upset.
Crying out loud. We've got robots that are flamethrowers, but what about flying cars? Also, hurricane names to look forward to. We've got Gabrielle. That would be good for Gabrielle N, right? She'll get some notoriety with that. And then my two favorite, actually, I'm really pulling for, because there are names on here that are sort of, I don't know, I would say sort of exotic. We have Chantal, we have Ferdinand, we have Humberto, Emilda, Lorenzo, Nestor, Olga, Pablo, Sebastian. And then we have Jerry and Karen. So I'm hoping that Jerry and Karen, one right after another, that they shine during this hurricane season. Jerry and Karen, we're pulling for you.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
T-O.
Double D.
H.
Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Delegates arrive and the NATO assembly gets kicked off from downtown Dayton. This traffic report is sponsored by Crystal Tire and Auto Service. Refresh your ride with brand new tires at unbeatable prices. Plus, buy 4 new tires and get 4 free wheel changes and additional $300 value. Make an appointment today at crystaltire.com.
This is a WHIO Red Alert traffic update.
Well, a crash involving a car fire on southbound 75 on Fair Road in Sydney. That means all southbound lanes are closed from about Sydney almost all the way to Pittsburgh. So what I'm suggesting you do is, before you get to Sydney, exit on Route 29, take that east Route 235, go south, and then join 75 south again via Route 36 in Piqua. This could save you as much as an hour and a half. We also have a crash on West Siebenthaler between Salem and Philadelphia with cops on the scene. The rest of our freeways, no accidents, no delays. I'm Will Harris, WHIO Triple T Traffic. Now here's Miami Valley's most accurate and dependable forecast. This evening it's mostly cloudy. Good if you have a few light rain showers out there. We get chilly tonight, all the way down to 41 degrees. For Friday, partly cloudy with a small chance of a rain shower, high of 62. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Cheney. Today, severe weather station 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. Latest scan of the live Doppler 7 radar. Seen a little trace of rain, very light stuff near Wapakoneta, otherwise clear, and 54 in Centerville and 57 in Dayton at 5:52. These stories and more coming up. Our next scheduled newscast is at 6 o'clock. I'm Ron Otto, WHIO Continuing News. Spring is here, and that means the start of mowing season, and your time to shine is the best lawn in the neighborhood. Make sure you have the tools you need and head into Steve Meyer's Service Pro Toro Days going on now. No matter the size of your lawn, you can save on mowers of all sizes. Get up to $600 off select time cutter or Titan models, or up to $3,778 off select Seamaster Zero Turns. Financing options available. Visit the friendly and helpful staff at Steve Meyer's Service in Centerville today. When it's time for cataract surgery, you have a choice of who you choose to trust. And who you choose for cataract surgery matters. Your particular vitamins. So are we. We are Stone Vision. That's the most experienced. And Dr. John Gillis understands that personalized, friendly care matters to our patients. In fact, most
me really want to go out and buy a Kia.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that. Visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Broadcasting live from the McAfee Heating, Air and Plumbing Studios. Breathe easy. Choose McAfee. Call today or visit mcair.com. This is WHIO Dayton and WHIO FM Pleasant Hill. All news, all the time.
Troopers ask for caution this holiday weekend. We'll have the latest at 6. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
You gotta tune in, man. You gotta tune in.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
I'm not saying it's space aliens, right? But it goes without saying it's space aliens.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Well, we've been talking about it. Saturday, June 7th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's the Fairborn UFO Conference, the first ever. And I talked to them today, and we're giving away a pair of tickets. How about that? If you'd like to go, be the fifth caller at 937-457-1290. And we'll hook you up with a pair of these tickets. It's going to be going on Saturday, June 7th. But as we've mentioned, there's going to be an event Friday night out in Yellow Springs, out at the Little Art Theater. There's going to be a costume contest at, I think, 6. And then 7 o'clock, they're going to be showing E.T., the extraterrestrial. And then on Saturday, there's the conference there at the Holiday Inn there in Fairborn, right there by I-675 and Nutter Center, Wright State University. That goes from 8 to 6. And then on Sunday, there's going to be Alien Disc Golf there at the Fairborn Community Park, right off of 675 on Dayton Yellow Springs. Right next to, I think it's now a middle school, Fairborn Middle School. It used to be the high school. But if you want to get more details on this, go to my Facebook page. There's a little logo for it right at the top. It's pinned. You can find it, click on it, and it'll give you some details. Plus, you can get tickets through eventbrite.com. Also, I mentioned this a night or two ago. We're not going to do this right now, but when I come back from vacation, my vacation starts tomorrow, on June 2nd, I'm going to be looking for somebody who has a convertible who would be willing to spend a couple of hours with me on the 4th of July. WHIO Radio is one of the sponsors for the Celebrate Independence Day festivities in Beaver Creek, my hometown. I'm going to be in the parade and also hanging out at Rotary Park after the parade. But I'm looking for somebody who's got a convertible, a cool convertible, that would be willing to let me ride in the back of the day of the parade. And, of course, that's July 4th. There's going to be all kinds of activities going on that day in Beaver Creek. Of course, the parade. There's going to be food trucks, live music. The band Velvet Crush is going to be playing, inflatables for the kids, the whole deal. It's part of our 90th anniversary celebration, and we're doing it in Beaver Creek on the 4th of July. And as we get closer, there'll be more details. But think about it. Think about it. If you got a classic convertible of some sort and you'd be willing to show it off in the parade, When I get back from vacation, we'll talk about it and hook it up. It'd be great.
What am I listening to now? What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up, Pope.
Double D.
H.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
TWS, Todd Withdrawal Syndrome. That's funny. I like that. I bet the symptoms include a lot of itchiness. Hey, Jeff, good. That's awesome. You won the tickets. Cool. They'll be at Will Call, by the way. The folks there told me that they'll be at Will Call. So I'm going to send them your name and everything, and there'll be a pair of tickets for you waiting at Will Call on Saturday, June 7th. Give me a thumbs up if you got that. Otherwise, I'll have to contact you later. I appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you. Shame, shame, shame. Shame will do wonders. Marcia, I think they're mourning that I'm not going to be on for a week. I think that might be the problem. They're all broken up over it. They're trying to figure out, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Pouting. That's right. They're all pouting. I'm sorry. Leslie's pissed. I'm sorry, Leslie. I'm sure I'll still post on social media. Just won't be doing the show.
Traffic moving now southbound 75 south of Sydney. It was closed for quite some time, but it's still quite a bit of a delay. So here's what I would suggest that you think about doing before you get to Sydney, north of Sydney. Exit on Route 29, go east, take Route 235 south, then you can rejoin 75 south via Route 36 in Pickford. Also, we have a crash at West Siebenthaler between Salem and Philadelphia. The rest of our freeways running well, no accidents, no delays. I'm Will Harris, WHIO.
All my fault, huh?
Immediately when it breaks. I'm Ron Otto, 1290 at 95.7 WHIO. Dayton's news and talk depend on it.
This is a WHIO payroll payout alert.
Thank you, thank you.
$1,000 tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
And now the moment we've been waiting for is here.
Hey, I'm here for the big show.
This guy, Todd, does he make you laugh?
He's funny.
He's amusing sometimes. It's kind of a big show.
Okay, boys, hit it.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
NATO come and they barricade roads. Me say NATO. NATO come and they barricade roads. Downtown commuters halted by a fence. NATO come and they barricade roads. City locked down at our expense. NATO come and they barricade roads. Come, Mr. NATO man, would you like a Cheez-It? NATO come and they barricade roads. Come, Mr. NATO man, you will like the Cheez-It. NATO come and they barricade roads. 1 dip, 2 dip, 3 diplomats. NATO come and they barricade roads. When you leave, please take your trash. NATO come and they barricade roads. NATO, NATO, NATO come and they barricade roads. Me say NATO. NATO come and they barricade roads.
My gift to all the NATO diplomats and bureaucrats who are here in the Miami Valley, downtown Dayton, all in lockdown. I just saw pictures on Channel 7, some video of downtown. And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of COVID, when everything was shut down and we weren't allowed to go anywhere. Remember? Seemed like that. It felt like that. Not a lot of people downtown. I mean, generally, there's not a ton of people downtown on a Thursday night, unless there's a ball game or something going on, but pretty vacant, 10 square blocks. Nothing but fences and security checkpoints. Very exciting. The Springtime Jamboree for NATO is here in Dayton. And it runs through Monday. So if you're going downtown for anything over the next several days, just be prepared. We've been talking about it incessantly. and they'll be gone. They'll be gone on Monday, and things will start to slowly but surely get back to normal. I guess on Tuesday, they start breaking everything down. So 937-457-1290. Still holding out a little bit of hope this last hour before I go on vacation starting tomorrow. I'll be back June 2nd, that we get somebody who will admit that they have used a psychic for major life decisions. We have a survey from the Pew Research Center that says 30% of adults use astrology, tarot cards, or fortune tellers at least once a year. 20% of those people go to a psychic for fun. Seems like a waste of money if you're just going for fun, right? 10% go to a psychic, do so for helpful insights, and 1% go to psychics for major life decisions. So I'm just asking the question, have you gone to a psychic for a major life decision? Maybe it was a career change or a relationship situation. I mean, those two are like the two big things in life that people generally have to make big decisions on. Whether it's a job situation, career situation, who they're going to marry, who they're going to divorce. You know, I mean, those are the types of things, right? Maybe big investments. Should you invest your child's college fund on fill in the blank? Maybe you'll go to a psychic for that. And I've asked this question now for the last hour, and we've not received any calls on it. So maybe it is true that the edgeheads are smarter than the average bear, that they wouldn't waste their money on such nonsense. But maybe somebody's out there who's willing to talk. Love to chat with you, 937-457-1290. Here's a question. Have you ever had your phone stolen? You know, if you have an iPhone, because I have an iPhone, and I would assume it's probably the same with Android, that you can track it. If you have a certain feature on your phone, you can track it if it gets lost, right? Like, where's my phone? That kind of thing. Where's my iPhone? I saw this story. Fortunately, I've never had my phone stolen. I can't imagine the panic that would ensue if that were to ever happen. A woman in North Carolina had her phone stolen a couple of months ago, and while she wasn't or hasn't been able to get it back, she's been able to track it. So she lives in Charlotte, and she was out with some girlfriends, and somebody swiped her phone. And when she got her new phone, I guess she was able to track the old phone. I don't know exactly how that would work, but somehow it worked. Or maybe she's using, could use the computer or something, right? You can track it that way. Either way, she said that her phone traveled from Charlotte to Miami and then overseas, thousands of miles away. And now her phone has been tracked to China. That is odd to me. Isn't that kind of odd that somebody swiped the phone in Charlotte, made its way to Miami, hopped the plane, I guess, right? Hit a couple of other countries, and now finally it's in China. But here's the weird thing, and I don't know how this would work technology-wise. She says that from time to time, she checks on her phone to see where it's at. Whoever has the phone has not turned, I guess, and I don't know if you can, turned off that tracking feature. Maybe you have to have, her password and passcode, whatever, to get in and do it. I'm assuming that's the case. So she's still able to track it around the world. The best part is that somehow whoever stole her phone managed to figure out her new phone number or contact her through her phone, the phone that she has now. Okay? And she says that they've been begging her to please turn off the tracking on her stolen phone. I'd be like, nope, that ain't happening. I'm just going to keep messing with you. I'm going to keep track of this phone until it's no longer working. Make your life miserable, you thief. But I thought that was kind of interesting. She feels like that this whoever stole it was actually part of some sort of orchestrated crime syndicate, not just some, scumbag who swiped the phone off of a bar countertop or whatever. A lot of people do that. I've done that. You go someplace and you just put your phone down and think it'd be safe. You look one direction and suddenly your phone's gone. But that's kind of a weird story that her phone would end up in China. Ian, you've been thinking about it for a bit. Have you come up with a question, a yes, no, maybe for the amazing Edge Fari?
Leslie hurt my feelings, so I had to really step up my my game.
Oh, Leslie on the live stream.
Yeah,
she
I
kind of called you out
behind the scenes. Yeah, she did.
Called you out.
And so I looked in the deepest part of myself and I pulled out 2 questions that I really resonate with, and that I feel like.
So you have 2 questions.
I have 2 questions because I feel like they really resonate with me as a person.
Okay.
Number 1.
Yes.
All right. Is it wrong to fart in public and blame it on someone else?
Definitely yes.
There goes my weekend. Okay, number 2. All right, number 2.
Okay.
Would I still be respected if I financed a Doritos Loco Taco from Taco Bell?
If you financed it.
Paid it off in 4 different payments.
Are we talking about the what's the they do it through DoorDash, but there's another company that does that. We talked about it on the show.
Yeah, so would I still be respected if I financed my Doritos Loco Taco?
Would you still be respected?
Would I still be respected?
Let's see what the amazing Edge Fari has to say about that quandary.
Everything indicates no.
What?
No.
Bro,
no.
is rigged.
So why? I mean, would you really do that? Do you need to do that?
If I need to, I will. If I'm in the mood for a Doritos Loco Taco,
I'll tell you what. Tell you what.
What's up?
You're practically like family. We've mentioned this before. You live with my niece.
I trashed your house on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you did. Where we found that gizzard, I don't know how you got in there, but holy cow, that's crazy. If you need money for a burrito or a chalupo or a chilito
or the $1 cheesy roll-ups
or whatever, I'll buy you 10 of them. I'll give you some money.
GoFundMe?
No, you don't. No, you don't need to do that. Just give me a call. Say, hey, Todd, I could use a little Taco Bell walking around money. I don't want you financing anything, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Todd.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
All right, we got a first paper wad for the night. An hour and 20 minutes into the show. And another one. Here we go. Oh! I'm just throwing everything away. Leaving for vacation with an empty folder. Shrub talk. That's right, Greg. All right, we got more paper wads. I told you, I'm just cleaning them out. Oh, man. That was close. Oh, man. Are you kidding? Crying out loud. Ooh, I like that idea. I don't remember. Yeah. I don't remember. Cheat? How am I cheating? I'm not cheating. I promise I won't cheat. And I'll also never bet on paper wad throwing. I promise.
President Trump puts on a parade this summer. We'll have latest at 6:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Well, he has quite the reputation.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. I mentioned this a day or two ago. I found out earlier this week that Saturday mornings from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., you can hear sort of the highlight show of the week of the Evening Edge here on WHIO. So if you happen to get up bright and early, 6 to 8 on Sunday, turn on WHIO radio, you will hear the Evening Edge. And I got thinking last night that 6 to 8, that was the Garden Talk time. And, Mark Weber, who used to host Garden Talk, he hosted it for, I don't know, like 30 years. It was crazy. He was here forever. He's retired. And a lot of people asked me last night when they heard this, like, oh, I didn't know. Yeah, he retired. So he doesn't do the show anymore. My show is on 6 to 8, I guess, is filler until they can find something else. But I pondered the idea of maybe doing something during the week that they could use on Saturday morning, like a feature on the show, whether it's like Shrub Talk or I don't know, Tree Talk, something that would be sort of plant related that they could use on Saturday morning. I mean, I'm no green thumb, but I can prune a tree. I know how to do that. I can trim a bush. I've done that plenty of times. 100%. I can trim a bush like nobody else can. So maybe that's something to ponder. We got some food news.
Hey, I'm kind of hungry. Who's got the food?
Well, what's your favorite food?
No flavors here. Food.
This is a lot of food.
Isn't it glorious?
How you get so big that you own of this kind?
This is so scrumptious.
Shrub Talk. We could do Shrub Talk. Talk about trimming shrubs or something. This list came out today. Top burger chains for 2025, and this is according to Yelp. Yelp is that online platform where people, I guess, can give reviews of different things, different restaurants. And they used a whole bunch of different parameters to come up with the best hamburger chains in the country. Number one on the list, many of us have heard of, but I've never been there, In-N-Out Burger. And I think that's primarily like a West Coast thing. And that is number one. I've never been. Some of these places I have tried. Culver's is number 4. I love Culver's. Let's see. Freddy's, frozen custard and steak burgers. That's pretty good. There's one in Beaver Creek. There's one over there close to Sugar Creek, Kettering area. Five Guys is number 7 on the list. Never heard of this one. Mooyah Burgers, fries and shakes. They're number 9. Red Robin is 10. Jack in the Box, 11. Let's see. I've never heard of Cookout. Never heard of BurgerFi. Whataburger is number 14 on the list. Wahlburgers, number 15. Or that Whataburger was 14. Wahlburgers 15. McDonald's 17. But they have Steak and Shake at 25. Now, I like Steak and Shake. And I got to be honest with you, if I'm going for a burger, I'm going to Steak and Shake before I'm going to McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's. I mean, all those places are fine, but somehow they're ranked higher than Steak and Shake. Rally's is 24. Rally's is okay. I wouldn't go to Rally's if they didn't have those fries. I think those fries are pretty wicked. Those are great. But, yeah, I'm surprised Steak and Shake is number 25. Of all those, I'd put them in my top 5.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up, punk.
T-O. Double D.
H.
Oh. Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
That went in, by the way. Here's the truth. You want to know the truth about our vacation? Here at CMG, we have unlimited PTO. Unlimited. Now, we can't abuse it, but we have unlimited PTO. So the fact that I only go on 3 weeks, 4 weeks of vacation a year, that's pretty good. 2 weeks at Christmas, once in the spring, once in the summer, and that's about it. So, you know. Ian couldn't handle filling in. He couldn't do 2 hours. I'm just not trying to be mean. It's just the truth. That is true, Marcia. That's why I don't take a lot of time off. The more I'm gone, the more people forget about you. I don't like that idea.
Be of good cheer and call me.
Call me now!
Call me! He's laughing at us right on the radio.
Least we could do is get him on the radio and talk to him. It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. You've been listening to this show for a couple of years. you might have, or you might recall an incident where I admitted this on the air, that one day before coming to work, I made lunch for myself. I think I made a grilled cheese sandwich. And when I was done, I didn't turn off the gas stove. Like, I didn't turn off the flame on the burner. And went to work and went about my day. Mary got home. She goes into the kitchen and she says, "It's really warm in here." And she realizes that I had left the gas burner on for all day, at least probably 4 or 5 hours. Thank God nothing happened other than that we burned a bunch of gas, right? But boy, oh boy, she gave me some grief over that. Deservedly so. And I mentioned this on the show, and people, on the live stream were pretty critical. I get that. I didn't do that again. However, I just got a message from Mary that she threw in some slider buns into the microwave. She was going to heat up some slider buns, but she threw them in with the inside the Kroger bag, like the bag that not like a shopping bag, but the bag that the sliders came in, and they were Kroger brand. And she threw them in there. I don't know how long she threw them in there for. However, the result is on my Facebook page. It's a photo of a couple of buns that did not fare too well, and they are charred. I mean, here's a picture on the live stream for the folks that are watching. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that. There were flames. Flames were flaming in our microwave. I'm assuming the microwave is still working. No word on whether the kitchen now smells like a bakery or a burnt bakery. But, I'm going to have a conversation with her when I get home and put her through the ringer like she kind of put me through. No, it happens. It happens. What are you going to do, right? 937-457-1290 is our telephone number. We have a couple of Ohio woman stories.
Ohio woman. Ohio woman. Ohio woman. Ohio woman.
Well, this first one, it's fast food mayhem. That's a feature we do from time to time here. A Dublin, Ohio woman has been charged with assault after hitting a McDonald's employee through the drive-through window. This, according to police records. This happened down in Butler County. 23-year-old woman, Tia Hatch. Tia was at a drive-through in Monroe when she began to argue with employees due to her food not being ready in a timely manner. Documents allege that after the exchange of words, Hatch, who lives in Dublin, got out of her car and began to hit the victim, a restaurant employee. Now, it says here, let's see, she hit a McDonald's employee through the drive-through window. So she must have been waiting at the window, went and parked, right? And then, because it says she got out of her car. So she must have gone and parked her car and came back to the window and was able to somehow punch the person through the window. I don't know that I've ever stood at a drive-through window, so I don't know. It seems to me like if you were an employee, somebody was yelling at you through the window, I don't know that I would be close enough to where they could punch me. I mean, that seems like a bit of a reach up to try to, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, she was arrested. A restaurant employee as the victim, got out of the car and hit the victim as a restaurant employee as she was attempting to give the woman her refund. So She was mad because her food wasn't done quickly enough. She got out of her car. She confronts the employee who was, I guess, attempting to give her refund, and that's when she punched the worker. Wow. Well, she's been charged with 1 count of assault. The second story, this was a woman in Youngstown, Ohio. She was charged with misconduct during an emergency after she attempted to extinguish a fire with a garden hose. So this is a weird story. Firefighters responded to a crash on I-680 there in Youngstown. And when they got there, they found a camper, I guess, alongside of the road that was engulfed in flames or burning. But somehow, and it doesn't explain how this woman was able to use a garden hose. This was on I-80 or I-680. Maybe this wouldn't be a rural route. So how did she have a garden hose out on the highway? I don't know, Ian. Ian's holding his eye. I don't know either. But apparently when they got there, the camper was on fire. There was a gas can nearby the fire, and this woman had a garden hose that she was somehow trying to put out this fire. I don't know I can't figure it out. Firefighters arrived. The woman refused to yield and tried to spray the fire herself. And police and firefighters had to physically remove her from her firefighting efforts. Let the experts take care of this, sweetheart. She was arrested and arraigned and scheduled to appear in court on June 18th. So there you go. A couple of Ohio woman stories. I saw this yesterday in the news that, let's see, the 21st, that was yesterday, was National Wait Staff Day. The day that the servers at our favorite restaurants and eateries, bars, wherever, it was their day, National Wait Staff Day. And just in time for that day, the Senate approved the No Tax on Tips Act on Tuesday. The bill proposes eliminating federal income tax on tips. So this, I guess, is a good thing. You know, if you make part of your wages from tips, you may not have to pay taxes on them if this bill's passed. The bill aims to amend the Internal Revenue Code, exempting cash tips from federal income tax. This includes tips received through cash, credit cards, debit cards, and checks. Employees can claim 100% deduction for tips up to $25,000 per year. Only employees earning less than $160,000 a year would qualify. Meanwhile, Ohio workers could avoid state and local taxes on their tips under a bill proposed in the Ohio House. That bill would cut those taxes on tips regardless of how much a person makes. So it looks like, with any luck, you folks that make tips, they'll be exempt from taxes. You'll just have to report them, like you do now to your employer. But I guess they're not going to tax them. So that's interesting. Good for you. Let's see, Wayne in Carlisle. Hey, Wayne, what's up?
Hey, Todd.
Hey.
Now, motorhomes and travel trailers have water tanks. So you can cook, take a shower, and flush the commode.
So that makes sense.
They all have big water tanks built underneath.
But do they have the pressure to where you could use a garden hose?
Well, it's enough to give you a shower.
Well, I guess that's true. Huh. Interesting. Well, it sounds to me like she was trying to put out the...
Have a great vacation.
Oh, thank you. It sounds like to me she was trying to put out the camper fire with the hose from the camper. That's not real bright. Not at all. I mentioned this at the beginning of the show. I was going to get to this. This is very exciting. On WHIO.com on our radio contest page. It's up there today. I personally posted it. It's a contest to win tickets to the Newport Aquarium down in, let's see, what is that? It's in Covington, right? Yeah, it's in Newport. Duh. It's in Newport. Appearing May 24th through June 22nd. This is exciting. Mermaids. There will be live mermaids at the Newport Aquarium. It says, mermaid fans, get your fins ready. Your favorite shimmering stars of the sea are swimming back to Newport Aquarium, and they're bringing sparkle, stories, and so many bubble kisses. That sounds amazing. There's 3 ways you can interact with the mermaids. Apparently, could this be true? You can actually swim with the mermaids? It says dive into Mermaid Cove, where you'll meet a mermaid swimming side by side with her stingray besties. It's an enchanting chance to reach out and gently touch a stingray. Can you gently touch a mermaid? You think that's allowed? Probably not. It's truly magical, they say. Watch in awe as mermaids twirl, flip, and wave alongside tropical fish in an underwater fairy tale brought to life. And don't be surprised if you get a bubbly smooch through the glass. Wow. There was I'm sure it's still on there. I think it was on Netflix. There was a series about people who live the mermaid lifestyle. I mean, seriously, these people live to be mermaids. And they practice mermaid, I guess, technique every day. They want to be mermaids. You should check it out. I think it's on Netflix. And there's also mermen, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, if you'd like to win tickets to the Newport Aquarium, I posted this on my Facebook page. You can go click on the link. It'll take you to a contest page on WHIO.com. I mean, I can imagine kids would love seeing the mermaids, right? That'd be kind of fun.
What am I listening to now?
What is this? The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Coming up,
T. Double D.
That is not allowed.
Double L.
T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Well, Ashley, go to my Facebook page. In fact, I'll find the link here and I'll put it in the stream. Sluggish. If it doesn't work on the stream, you can find it on my Facebook page. I'll pin it to the top here. Let's see. Pin post. Do. 4 more minutes. Do.
From the McAfee Heating, Air, and Plumbing Studios. Breathe easy. Choose McAfee. Call today or visit mcair.com. This is WHIO Dayton and WHIO FM Pleasant Hill. All news, all the time.
Cooler than normal temperatures will continue into the weekend. We'll have the latest at 7 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
Something told me to turn on the radio.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Well, I'm off on vacation. I'm off tomorrow, off next week. I'll be back on June 2nd. And this next week, you'll have best ofs. So one more try or one more time while the NATO Springtime Jamboree is going on here in Dayton. Got some very nice compliments on this song. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. My latest parody. This is for all the NATO diplomats and bureaucrats out there. I will see you here in a couple of weeks.
NATO, come and they barricade roads. Me say NATO. NATO, come and they barricade roads. Downtown commuters halted by a fence. NATO, come and they barricade roads. City locked down at our expense. NATO, come and they barricade roads. Come, Mr. NATO man, would you like a Cheez-It? NATO, come and they barricade roads. Come, Mr. NATO man, you will like the Cheez-It. NATO, come and they barricade roads. 1 dip, 2 dip, 3 diplomats. NATO, come and they barricade roads. When you leave, please take your trash. NATO, come and they barricade roads. NATO, NATO.
Well, show's over, folks. Thanks for coming.
Good show, old man.
Bravo! That was wonderful.
Game over, man. Peace out.
All right, everybody. Have a great couple weeks, and I'll see you on June 2nd.